can try and win championships, and that's what it's all about. When you look from the outside and you watch this team, I know we're going to have a real good, solid hockey team this year.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Fireside Rangers. I'm your host, Anthony Rivardo, joined in person with my co-host, Eric Wilson. Today, we're talking about the All-Star Game and skill games, previewing it, breaking down the 3 New York Rangers who will be participating, and kind of just reflecting on the season that they've had so far. The All-Star Game is taking place in Fort Lauderdale this weekend. It's very close to us, but sadly, we can't make it, unfortunately. But Eric is still showing off the Florida Panthers hat regardless, since they're playing in the Panthers' home stadium. But again, we can't make it. However, we can sit right here on Fireside Rangers and chat about it with all of you awesome fans. So make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below about the All-Star Game. And if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, Eric, let's discuss this game preview. But before we dive deeply into all of that, how are you doing today, my friend?
Doing good, back in person. I was going to make the comment about how this is like the one video where I can actually wear this and like it's okay. But no. We're chilling right now.
Yeah, we're chilling. We've been hanging out. I missed Eric. Having to do these virtually from different locations was kind of tough, but now we're back in person, getting to talk some New York Rangers. Let's start it off with Adam Fox, one of the 3 All-Stars representing the New York Rangers this week. Now, he has played in 45 games so far this season and put up an insane 45 total points, 1 point per game, 9 goals, 36 assists. He's been dominant for a defenseman, arguably one of the best defensemen in the NHL so far this season. Eric, what are your thoughts on Adam Fox, and what are you looking to see from him during these All-Star games?
I mean, Fox is incredible. We say it all the time. He's like the backbone of our defensive core. Without him, I definitely see a lot more goals going in against us. And I remember, like, right before the season started, we made a video discussing, do we think that Adam Fox can make another run at the Norris Trophy? And at this point in the season, I think he has. I don't know if he'll win it because there have been some pretty incredible defensemen throughout the NHL so far this season. But I think he's making a very good case for it, and he very well could be a finalist at the end of the season. As for the All-Star Game, it'd be interesting to see him paired up with like a couple defensemen who aren't Ryan Lindgren and just see how he plays together with them, in a potential tournament championship, Fox versus Makar. I think that'd be a really cool storyline to see play out right there.
Yeah, that would be fun to see. And just kind of seeing him paired up with someone else around the league might be really interesting to watch unfold. But let's talk about the next player who will be featured in these skill games and the All-Star Game. Your favorite player, number 10, Artemi Panarin. Now, he has 45 games played this season, over a point per game, 47 total points, 12 goals, 35 total assists. He's been an offensive playmaker for the New York Rangers. He's been awesome, and he's one of our favorite players, and I'm sure he's probably a favorite player for many of you listening to this episode. But Eric, what are your thoughts on the season from Artemi Panarin? I remember a little while ago we talked about him on the channel. Some fans were a little more mixed on his performance this season than we were. I'm pretty high on Panarin. I think he's playing great, but some fans think maybe there's room for improvement. So what are your thoughts on that? Where can he do better? And overall, what are your thoughts on the season so far?
I mean, I definitely think fans are correct in saying that he can be a little better. I'm just extremely biased, and I will never admit it. But what they are trying to say is that despite him being over a point per game player, he has been a little inconsistent in his game. He went through a really long stretch of play where he wasn't scoring goals, but he was just getting assists. He's been making somewhat of like dumb plays on the ice, trying to force passes through when you really don't need to. But recently, throughout the last couple of like weeks, he started shooting the puck more, and he has started scoring more goals. So I think that, there was room for improvement, and he's begun to make these improvements. So I'm overall very, very happy with his play right now. And I'm expecting him to, score a couple goals, get a couple assists at the All-Star Game, maybe even see him participate in a couple of events there in the skills competition.
Yeah, what events do you think he's going to participate in that skills competition?
I mean, the big one I would like to see him in is the accuracy competition. We've pretty much every time Panarin scores a goal, even if it's like a rare occurrence, it's always like an incredible snipe. Just like if he wants to pick a spot on the net where he wants to put the puck, it is going to hit there. And I could see him winning that competition if he is chosen to play in that, which I think that should be released sometime tonight or tomorrow on who's going to be doing what. So just stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned, and we'll definitely be tuning in, hopefully seeing Panarin in the accuracy competition. I think that would be fun to see. But there's another really fun competition on the docket that Igor Shesterkin could get involved in. Will Igor finally score a goal? Let's see, because he almost had one recently. He almost sniped a goal from long range. What was that, 2 weeks ago at this point? Yeah. I don't know, but Igor Shesterkin, we all know him, love him. He's one of the best players on the Rangers, arguably the MVP of the Rangers. 27-6 record so far this season with a 2.43 goals average allowed and .918 save percentage. He's been a phenom once again this season, proving to be arguably the best goalie in the world. So, Eric, what are your thoughts on the season from Igor? I mean, what else can you say? The dude's a legend. But what are you, I guess, expecting to see from him during the skills competitions and such?
Yeah, I mean, team MVP, of course. You know, it's really says something when you're not playing as good as you are last season, but you're still like a top goalie in the league. So you can still like digress and play a little like worse. I don't even want to say worse because it's still incredible.
Yeah.
It's just really the point is he is the MVP of this team, and we would be nothing without Igor. And you know, he was the one that was chosen by the NHL to go to the All-Star game, and then Fox and Panarin were just voted in by the extra fan vote. So, which did put us at 3. I do want to comment on that. Only 3 teams in the league have 3 players representing them, and we're one of them. So, go us! Really got the boys out there showing us what we can provide. But yeah, no, I love Igor. Definitely really hope to see him in this new event, the 10D tandem it's called, where at least one goalie is going to be shooting from like half ice, trying to score on a net. Igor better be in there. I feel like they made this event specifically for Igor to finally score that goal. And, you know, if the NHL script gods give us anything during the actual All-Star game, we'll see him score a real goal in game.
Yeah, we'll see if the NHL decides to follow a script more similarly to the one followed in the NFL. You know, shout out to all the players that read the script and find out that they're having season or career-ending injuries the nights before a game. But I don't think we'll see anything that drastic in the script this week for the NHL All-Star games. However, I really hope we get to see Igor in that skills competition. That one sounds like a lot of fun. It just sounds like goofy, stupid fun, and I'm looking forward to it. But what other events this week are you looking forward to, Eric, and what do you think the Rangers can make some noise in?
I mean, my favorite one is the breakaway challenge or like the shootout competition, because no one really tries in that. Everyone does some like goofy move that like you would never see in a game. So seeing Igor just do like weird saves, like rolling all over his back and stuff, trying to like kick the puck out of midair is going to be really funny to watch. And then, you know, Panarin has some of the best hands in the entire league. So whatever he's going to cook up in that competition should be pretty interesting to see as well.
Yeah, that does sound like a fun one. I'm excited to see Panarin and Igor in there. But there's a lot of fun events going on this weekend. And again, it's been a pretty decent season for the Rangers so far. Now we're hoping for a little bit more, especially during the opening stretch of the season. But really, the Rangers did turn it around. They went through that cold streak. Fan base started to get a little wild, started to call for the head of Gerard Gallant. I'm not even going to lie. I was a culprit of that. I got a little nervous, thought maybe his seat needed some seat warmers, but he's really cooled that off. Chilling. You did. You were the more reserved one. I was a little quick to hit the panic button, but well, one of us has to be. So, you know, I think that the Rangers, though, at this break in the season, they're in a good spot. You know, right now, I think they will end up making the postseason, and I think that the way that they've been playing more recently, you know, rather than looking at that first month or two of the season, the more recent games, they've looked like a much better and more cohesive team. And I think towards this future, towards the end of this regular season, if they can continue to maintain this and maybe catch fire and get hot at the right time, they could go into the postseason and make some noise. But what are your thoughts so far on the Rangers season, Eric? And what is your outlook for how this season could end up, you know, concluding for the Rangers?
I mean, this season has been incredible so far. Like you mentioned, a little bit of a slow start, but we did pick it up. You know, the month of January that just concluded, we had an incredible record. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it was pretty good. And we only lost like a small handful of games. And, you know, a couple of them were against like other really good teams in the league. And then just one like pathetic joke against Montreal. So, you know, we're looking good right now. We're a little more solid in our playoff seeding. We have a little bit of a lead ahead of the other couple teams that are in the hunt right now. Carolina is kind of pretty much running away with the division at this point. So the Rangers really just need to focus on maintaining that second or third divisional spot right there, preferably the second, so we have home ice advantage come playoffs. But, you know, knock on wood, I think it's safe to say that the Rangers will make the playoffs at this point of the season. So it's really just about the seeding at this point. The schedule is only going to get harder from here on out. The Rangers have one of the hardest schedules in the entire NHL. So just keep winning games, keep beating good teams, and make sure you don't choke against the bad teams, and we should be fine.
Yeah, well, that might be the issue for the Rangers, making sure that they don't choke. You know, every now and then they're good for just a monumental collapse and choke sometime down the stretch. But hopefully they can weed those moments out. And I guess we'll see what kind of trade rumors get bred out of the All-Star game. Following the break, there might be some noise getting generated, a couple rumors here and there that might have to do with the Rangers. But we'll see ultimately what happens there. But right now, just focusing on enjoying the break and reflecting on a pretty positive season thus far from our New York Rangers. But Eric, before we wrap this up, do you have any final thoughts on the Rangers going into this All-Star break?
I guess, yeah, the one thought that I'm interested to see that I kind of forgot about was Ilya Sorokin, the Islanders goalie, is also representing them. And, fans always like to be like, Igor's better, Ilya's better, who's the better player right there. But in real life, they're actually very good friends. I know, on Christmas, I think it was, they had Christmas dinner together because they didn't have any other friends in New York. So it's it's going to be nice to see them play together despite, the constant fan battling over who's better. So just to see them play together will be a nice, peaceful Rangers and Islanders friendship moment.
That sounds like a nice moment of peace in a world that lacks peace so disturbingly. But yeah, it'll be fun, and we'll keep you all tuned in and updated right here on Fireside Rangers. Make sure to leave some comments down below, your thoughts on the Rangers season so far, and what you think of them heading into the All-Star games this weekend. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this episode and subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss an episode. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, and let's go Rangers.
Also, I need to clarify, Igor is better, though.
Yeah, duh, of course.
He shoots. He's